my name is Tara Lowery. I am 24 years old and I enjoy working out and doing my makeup. I actually want to start a YouTube channel for the both of those interests. I've just never been brave enough to do so. I feel as if this class has already helped me, and I want to be able to share my passions and my loves with the world. I also want to become a personal trainer, and I've decided this because of my journey, and it's always been a dream of mine. And all of my hard work and dedication has really helped me decide that as well. I've become inspired and mind blown with fitness over the last couple of years. My weight loss journey is also something that made me feel more comfortable with myself and that made me feel happy and also confident. Today I will be discussing the basics of communication and how it works. Learning how to receive messages, send them, encode them, decode them, and give feedback are all ways of communication. There are many different types of communication, including nonverbal, verbal, and body language. Ms. Gresham describes the communication method to us in a scenario using a tennis court with the ball being the message. This was a wonderful scenario, and it gave me a better understanding of how it worked. Now we will move on to social norms. Social norms are those things that should just happen without having to be explained. Like, for example, some social norms include shaking hands with somebody that you just met, saying bless you to someone that's within distance of you, and saying please and thank you when you ask for something from someone or when someone does something for you. There are many different types of social norms. One's while you're talking on the phone, one's while you're at work or in the classroom, and others while you're dining out for the evening. No matter the case, always use respect when communicating with one another. That is one thing that all the communication styles have in common. Now let me introduce the expandency violation theory. This theory is basically how one views or sees social norms. It's their reaction and their opinion. Communication apprehension is the anxiety and the nervousness you feel when you're getting ready to give a speech or a lecture. Heather Derrick, in her video about communication apprehension, stated that Jerry Steinfeld said that people's number one fears was public speaking, leaving the second fear death, which I find is very insane. So someone would rather die than give a speech. Heather also stated that 5% of the world experienced some type of communication apprehension or super nervousness, leaving men and women affected the same, causing a natural reaction happening in our body, also known as the fight or flight syndrome. And instead of flighting and running away, we can fight and use that adrenaline energy and turn it into positive energy. Ms. Gresham explained to us that some psychological effects of communication apprehension are when your heart starts beating super fast or your palms of your hands start sweating when you get ready to stand up in front of the class, or you get butterflies in your stomach or your hands and feet start shaking. Some fears would have to be the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, or the fear of being the center of attention. Managing your communication apprehension may be difficult for most, but there is some ways to control it. One way is to know your fears and to take control of them. Challenge your fears and turn your self-doubts into you believing in yourself. Now to conclude this speech, Chris Anderson stated that your number one mission as a speaker is to take something that matters deeply to you and rebuild it inside the minds of listeners.